In the heart of West Africa, where the Niger River winds like a silver ribbon through the land, there lay a town called Kofiba. The river gave life to the fields, fish to the markets, and stories to the people. And in Kofiba, no story was told more often or with more curiosity than that of Zara, the daughter of Chief Damba. Zara was not just beautiful, she was unforgettable. Her skin glistened like wet earth after the first rain. Her voice carried the rhythm of the talking drum, and her eyes were sharp, deep pools that seemed to see into a person's truth. Elders said the gods must have carved her with special hands. She grew up among the mango trees and cattle, barefoot and fearless. But even as a child, Zara was different. While other girls played house and imagined wedding days, Zara played chief, commanding pretend councils of elders, her little friends laughing as she made speeches from behind a calabash drum. When she turned 17, the suitors began to arrive like ants after palm wine spilled. First came Kojo, son of the Yam King. Then Musa, the fisherman with arms like us. Even Lemen, a scholar from faraway Timbuktu, brought books and poetry to impress her. But one by one, she turned them all away. Each time, she bowed her head with respect and said the same words. I honor your courage, but I do not seek a husband. I seek a life. The village buzzed with confusion. Was she bewitched? Was she broken-hearted? Had her spirit been stolen by the river? Her mother, Omo Damba, a proud woman with wrists heavy in gold bangles, pulled her aside one day and pleaded, Zara, you are too old to still be speaking of dreams. Marriage brings honor. A woman cannot fill her belly with independence. Zara smiled softly and replied, Mama, honor is not only in the home. What if mine is in the world? Her father, Chief Damba, was a strong man, feared and respected across 3 valleys. But when Zara refused yet another high-born suitor, even his voice trembled. A woman without a man is like a canoe without a paddle. You would drift. Zara raised her chin. Then let the river carry me. I am not afraid of where it flows. She began to teach herself, borrowing books from traveling teachers, learning maps, studying herbs and healing. She helped elders with fevers, coached children in writing, and slowly began gathering a group of girls who met under the great baobab to learn letters and numbers. She wants to be a man, some elders muttered. She wants to be free, the girls whispered with awe. Then, one season, word came from the capital, a scholarship, rare, prestigious, would be given to one gifted girl from the region. The award offered a place at a women's university in Accra, a place where dreams were not just allowed, but trained to fly. Zara applied. When the day of the announcement came, the whole village gathered around the radio in the chief's hut. The air was thick with heat and hope. The static crackled, and then. The winner of the West African Women's Initiative Scholarship is Zara Damba of Kofiba. A gasp. Then silence. Then thunderous applause. Zara stood still, as if the air itself had stopped moving. Her mother covered her mouth. Her father's staff dropped from his hand. You would leave your land? Your people, he asked softly that night. I would leave to learn. And return to build. Despite tears and protests, the next month saw Zara boarding a rickety bus, wrapped in bold Ankara cloth, her dreams packed tighter than her belongings. As she left, women wept, girls cheered, and old men shook their heads. The city was fast, dizzying, and cold at times. But Zara moved with fire in her bones. She studied by candlelight, worked odd jobs, and rose to become a leader on campus. She debated in halls filled with men. She wrote essays that traveled across the continent. She wore her head wrap high and never let anyone shame her for being both African and ambitious. She wrote letters home every month, filled with ideas and love. Mama, teach the younger girls to sell their beads as business, not gifts. Baba, ask the elders to allow girls to read at the mosque too. Tell the river, I still hear it in my sleep. Years passed. Zara returned not with riches, but with knowledge and conviction. She arrived with architects, nurses, books, and solar panels. Her dream had not been small, it had only been hidden in her chest, waiting. The town of Kofiba gathered as she stood in the square. I have returned not just to live, she said, but to lift. We will build a school, a clinic, a center where our daughters can dream. Her father, now with white in his beard, came forward. Forgive me, my daughter. I feared the world would crush you. I see now, it only sharpened you. Zara knelt before him, but he lifted her up. No more kneeling, he said. You have risen. And you have raised us. That year, the girls of Kofiba wore uniforms and learned math. Women opened co-ops. Men began to send their daughters to learn from Zara. She never married, not because she could not, but because she had found a fuller way to love, through purpose, through people, and through the power of choice. At night, she sat by the river with a notebook, now worn and full, and wrote stories for the girls who would come after her. And the river, ancient and wise, carried her name down its banks, not as a woman who refused men, but as a woman who refused to be anything less than free.